24 seconds, yeah, you better not stop. You got 24 seconds, can you beat the shot clock? What you waiting on, little daddy?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Felisha Renee, and of course, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Also, before we get into the video, you already know what I'm gonna say. Stop what you're doing, hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, so that way you're gonna get notified every time that I have a new upload, and you guys are not gonna miss out. So as you can see, today's title, it's gonna be a holiday glam makeup tutorial. My hair is a little bit different. It got cut kind of like that, like slanted bob, but I think it looks really nice on me. I think I look very mature and classy, I guess, you know. But I feel like it goes well with the makeup as well. And let me stop talking. You know I'm geeked. I miss y'all. I haven't filmed a video in so long, but let's get right into showing you guys how I achieve this look. Okay, so let's just hop right into things. My face is already clean. Of course, I already did my brows. I'm going to be using the Versace 24 karat rose gold elixir just to moisturize my face before I put on my primer. And the reason why I'm using this one today is because it is winter time, or it's like cold outside, of course, and my skin changes. And then also the foundations that I'm going to use is very matte, so yeah, I just want to make sure everything is hydrated and smooth. So for today, far as primers, I'm going to be using two of them. So first, I'm going to use my Maybelline Master Prime. Yeah, this is the Hydrate and Smooth one. And then I'm also going to use my Versace primer as well, the Skin Tune. But I want to use this one a little bit around the perimeters of my face just to add that moisture, like I said. I'm trying to hurry up because I want to get faster with filming so that way I can be a little bit more efficient. Let me stop talking. Now I'm going to go ahead and use this is the Versace, the Skin Tune primer. I love this stuff. It smells so good too. Okay, so for foundation, I'm going to be using my NYX, the Can't Stop, Won't Stop, and then I'm also going to use my NYX Total Control. So I'm going to use these two today. So I'm just mixing it up on the back of my hand. And then I'm just going to place it everywhere. Okay, so now that I got that placed down, I'm just going to take whatever remained in on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to use my Morphe Y6 like a buffer brush, and I'm just gonna blend out all my foundation. Using my Anastasia, the Sultry palette. Super excited to finally use this. So to set my eyes, I'm going to just use a little bit of concealer first. And hold on, I'm going to be taking my Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer in the shade Warm Sand. I'm just going to place a little bit of that on my eyes just to create a base for my eyeshadows. Whoop, whoop. And I'm going to use my Japanese. This is like a small, this was like a part of the Bake Duo. And I really love this brush. It's just so soft and it's small. Kind of gets in those areas, sets everything. Now that we got that down, I'm going to I think I'm going to start out using this shade. I want to see how this looks as a transition shade. But, oops, sorry. This is in the shade Bloom. This is this one right here. Am I pointing to the right one? Okay, that one right there. And it's this really like pretty coral. Sorry, my brush fell. But it's this really pretty coral shade. And I think it shows up a little bit lighter on camera, but it's pretty. So I'm going to use this as my first transition shade and just kind of lightly dab and pack that on. Anyways, to kind of soften this up or soften the transition up, I'm gonna try to I'm going in, well, I'll show it to you. I'm going in with my Profusion Mattes palette, and these are all matte shades, and I'm excited to try this out. I kind of like swatched in it a little bit, but I want to see how it looks on my actual lid. So I'm gonna see how this looks. This shade, this orangish brown, is called Fearless, and I'll just take the brush that it comes with. It comes with a dual ended brush, and I'm just gonna take that, pick up a little bit, and let me see. Okay, so before I go ahead and get back into the Anastasia palette, I'm going to take the shade right underneath here. It's called Madly. And I'm going to kind of build up my crease color. And let me just say too, this palette was $10 and these shadows are pigmented. Like, really. So moving back on to the Anastasia palette, I'm just going to take the brush that comes in it, and I'm going to use the shade Dystopian, and it's this one right here, like this brown. And I'm going to take that and really work it in my the outer corner, and then I'm going to bring it over and bring it towards the inner portion of my eyes. I'm just kind of building up the color, the darker shade on the outer portion. And now I want to go back in with this Madly shade. It was the second darkest transition shade. I'm taking this back, the Profusion brush, and I just want to make sure I'm not losing this color in the transition. Okay, so I don't want to lose that darkness on the outer portion, and I do want it to kind of like, I guess, have a more wing effect. So now I'm going to take the shade Noir. It's the black shade out of here, out of the Anastasia palette, and I'm taking the Anastasia brush, the flat part of it, and I'm just going to tap that right on the outer part, blend that in, and then kind of flick it out. If you kind of see a little bit of what I'm doing, I'm just flicking it upward and out, up and out. And we're going to clean, of course, clean it up so the line will be more precise anyways. Okay, so I'm low-key winging it. I don't know. It's very dark right now, but I promise I'm going to make it come together. Let's see. I think I want to put a little bit of concealer. Where's my brush? to take this Cyborg shade, and I'm going to use it's my Ray Ray number 8 brush. It's like a flat brush, and I'm going to pick this shade up and just start packing it on my lid. Right back into things. I already got my lashes on and liner, so I'm just gonna take my Makeup Revolution contour stick in the shade F16, and I'm gonna use that to contour my face, just so I can add a little dimension to these cheeks, baby. And then for concealer, I'm gonna take my Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. I always feel like that's a mouthful when I say that. I'm going to take that and highlight my face. I forgot. I want to go ahead and we'll get back to that. Let me just go ahead and blend out my contour shade, and I'm going to use my e.l.f. small stippling brush. So now I'm going back in with that sponge to blend out my concealer. Okay, so to set my face, I'm going to be using my Patrick Star, the Patrick's powder that he collaborated with MAC, like, I think last winter or something. But I don't use this often, but I absolutely love it. And the reason why I don't use it often is because it is limited edition. So I try to keep up with it as much as possible, or keep it as much as possible. That way I don't run out. And I'm just going to use a regular beauty blender sponge just to dab into that and set my face and bake a little bit, I think. I'm going to take this Juno Cosmetics like pointed blush, fluffy brush, and I'm just dusting away all the excess powder. And to set everything else, I'm going to take my Sephora Micro Smooth powder in the shade Deep Fonte, and I'm just going to take that same brush, kind of swirl around in the powder, tap some off. And then I'm just going to lightly dust it all over my face. Okay, so I want to go ahead and just bronze up my face. I'm going to use my Anastasia. This is the powder bronzer in the shade Cappuccino. And I'm going to take it's my Ray Ray number 1 brush, the fluffy brush, just to kind of warm up my face, add a little bit of color. it on. We're kind of wrapping things up here. Moving on to blush. I'm going to use my Anastasia Blush Trio in the shade Pink Passion. And it looks like this. Some really pretty shades. So I think I'm going to kind of mix two of these. I'm going to mix, I think this is Rose, and Basically. So the outer two. And I'm going to take this BH Cosmetics brush and just lightly tap that on my cheeks just to add a pop of color. Oh, I'm cute. Alright, I quit. Here I go. Here I go with these outbursts. Told y'all every time I get cute, I get retarded. Let me stop speaking that over my life. It's something else that I want to do. Okay, so I think I know what. Oh, I want to go ahead and add a little highlight to my lip before I put my lip gloss on. And I'm gonna take my Anastasia, the Anastasia Amrezy highlight. Looks like this if you guys are not already aware. I'm going to use my Japanese small fan brush. I love this fan brush. I love this highlight. So pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with lips and then I'll come back to the rest of my face. But I just want to kind of like bring this all together. So for lip liner, I'm going to use, it's almost gone, I'm going to use my MAC Chestnut, and then I think I'm going to use a little bit of my NYX. This is in the shade Urban Cafe, so it looks like this. And then I'll get to lipstick. Let me just line my lips first. So for lipstick, I'm going to use this liquid lingerie lipstick by NYX. And it's in the shade, Sorry Not Sorry. So Not Sorry. I couldn't get myself in order. Anyways, I like it because it's like pretty nude. So I want to see how this looks. Okay, so I guess that's it for now. Let me go ahead and start highlighting my face. I'm going back in with my fan brush just to take my Amrezy highlights and just gonna kind of put it on the bridge of my nose, on the tip and down the bridge. Okay, so I'm gonna use two highlights today. Yeah, so I'm gonna use two highlights today. First, I want to use this highlight in the shades, I think this is Lucy by Gerard Cosmetic. The back writing came out, but I have another one. I bought two of the same ones and I think they're the same shade. So I think this is Lucy, and it's like this copper type of color. And I'm gonna take it's my Ray Ray number 4 brush, like the highlighter brush, and I'm just gonna take a dab of that and just kind of like lightly sweep it over my cheeks, just to kind of add a little bit of a, I guess, sheen. See, it's very subtle. back in with that with the Emreezy highlight, and I'm taking my Anastasia A23 brush, and I'm just going to take a generous amount. Hold on. And I'm going to just put it on the tops of my cheeks. Okay, so my husband is home, so you may hear him making some noise in the background. I apologize in advance. But I'm going to take my Too Faced liner and go ahead and line my waterline before I actually start smoking it out with the eyeshadow. Like everything just starts to come together when you just got like the full face, because at first I was concerned about this eyeshadow. Still made me look concerned, but we're gonna take, so I'm gonna go in now. I'm gonna use my Morphe M515 brush, and I'm gonna take oops, oh my god, I'm gonna take the Sultry palette, and I'm gonna use the Noir shade. And I'm just gonna lightly like tap it onto where the liner is, so that way it sets it and it helps it to not run. What I want to do now, I want to go in with, I kind of want to add a little bit more of that transition shade at the bottom. So now I'm gonna take my take that Profusions matte palette again, and I'm gonna take the shade Fearless out of here. I'm gonna go in with Fearless first, and I'm gonna use that just to kind of put that right underneath that black. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in lastly with this shade Madly. Go ahead and just spray my face before I forget. I'm gonna use my Mario Badescu setting spray. This is actually the Lavender and Camille mixed with the rose water one. I just poured both of them in the same bottle. Oh. I'm gonna spray a little bit more. Okay. Okay, I'm done for real this time. But yeah, so I'm gonna let this dry, but this is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Of course, I'm gonna comb down my hair, hit you guys with some slow-mos, and just before we go, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to like, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
A whole lot of love, ain't trying to waste it. Like we be running them out and never make it. That's just too bitter for words, don't wanna taste it. That's just too bitter for words, don't wanna